Hey, it's your girl, Catty BFF, aka your big sister, and welcome back to my channel. Now, today I am about to talk to you about my internet experience when I was 13 years old. Didn't turn out that great, and I'm also gonna put on some makeup because I'm celebrating a friend's birthday today. So, if you're new here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post randomly within the week. And make sure to follow me on my social medias. On Instagram, yourcattybff. And you can also find me on Twitter at Royalist4Life. Also, I just got a TikTok, so be sure to follow me on TikTok at CattyBFF. With that being said, let's get into it. So, okay, what am I gonna call this boy? I'm gonna call this boy AM, okay? Me and AM. So, for backstory, I met AM when I was 13, obviously, yeah. And when I met him, I never physically saw him. I met him through a friend on video chat. And we were using Oogle at the time. I don't know if Oogle still exists, but when I was 13, we were using Oogle to communicate. And this friend who introduced me to AM, I knew her in person. She was a friend of my best friend from middle school. So that particular person I knew in person, but we were video chatting one day, and that's how I ended up meeting AM. So after that video call, AM befriended me on Oval, and at that time, I guess I clearly thought he was like decent enough, because it's like, oh, okay, like I talked to you before, like I don't mind talking to you again. So I accepted his request. So we ended up talking over the course of the remainder of my school year. And towards the end of that particular school year, we ended up considerably dating. So yeah, and when I reflect on it now, it was just very stupid of me to do that. Because realistically speaking, like, me dating now, I know that long distance just isn't my thing. But on top of that, I did not realize how manipulative he was, right? Usually when we talk, it'll be like him like talking about playing video games and stuff, and like every time we like usually like video chat, like he would be playing his video games like a typical boy would, and as well as me showing him some things, right? Your girl was showing the goodies, right? So when I look at that now, that was like the main reason why he was like sticking to me, because like I was his personal like jerk material. And so whenever I would like confront him about like certain situations, like, hey, like, let's talk about something else, like maybe let's like talk about this, like what's going on with that, he would just try his best to like keep it strictly about like me sticking around for that particular purpose. And like we never really had that much in common. Like at all. We never really had that much in common. Like, yeah, sure, we may like talk about our day and like simple things like that. But realistically speaking, like we probably did not even have that much in common, except we were like kind of into video games. And by this time, I was like a little bit into anime, but not that much. I would be talking to my best friend from middle school about it, and she would like look at me and tell me like, oh, like he's not good for you. Now, my best friend from middle school did not know that I met this guy through her friend, and I don't know if her friend even knows either, like when I think about it now. But he would talk to me and like basically try to have me flash him whenever he decides to call me. And we would low-key get into like little arguments because I felt like he wasn't being a decent boyfriend. I felt like he wasn't being a decent boyfriend. And so, as time passed and I stuck around doing what is normally on the menu, there is a day where I was doing the usual I show you some routine, and my body wasn't even facing the camera, so like at that point, like whatever, right? But then I hear him talking, and it sounds like he's talking to somebody that was in the room, and I turned around and it turns out like he had his friend in the room. So not only am I flashing him, but I'm flashing him and his friend. Like his friend is seeing what I got going on. And as soon as I saw that, I just exited the chat. I left the chat. Like I hung up on him and I proceeded to curse him out, saying like, what the hell, like this is for you, man. Like I only do this for you, which like a stupid little girl I was. Like, yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, this is only for you. Like, why are you showing your friend what I look like in that type of way? Like, that's disrespectful. Like, I'm not a circus. Like, I am not a circus. I don't do community service. Like, why would you do that? And to be honest, I don't remember what he replied to that. I'm pretty sure he said some bullshit. I'm pretty sure his response was bullshit. But I did eventually break up with him by the time I started, like before, like a week or two before I started high school. And it was like around November, December, I ended up getting a message on my Facebook. And lo and behold, it was AM. And AM was like trying to get me back, talking about, oh, he needs an angel, right? Like, all of a sudden his life is all shitty and he wants me back and how he needs an angel in his life. And I remember me being like, yeah, cool, sure, however, that ain't gonna be me. Like, that ain't gonna be me. Like, you don't deserve me. Like, excuse me. Like, you out here showing me off to your little friends as if I'm an object or something. Like, as if I'm your, like, damn trophy wife. Like, no, I'm not coming back to you. And then, like a typical person, guys would be sometimes, he becomes more of an a-hole and tries to curse me out. And I believe I blocked him. I would have to check my Facebook now, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure I blocked the dude. And I never heard from him ever since. So that's all of the story. So for those of you who are dating on the internet, be careful, obviously. But if you're dating long distance and you never physically been with this person, like, set your boundaries. Like, please set your boundaries. And just know that even though you two are long distance, that doesn't give that person the right to treat you like an object, because that's just not okay. And honestly, they should not be showing you off to your friends in that vulnerable state. Like, why? Like, that low key traumatized me, low key. And I'll tell you why. It low key dramatized me because I felt pure pressured. And reflecting on that now, it just made me realize how it kind of just built this semi-rebellion inside of me. Like, I'm that type of person where, like, if I feel pressured into doing something, I refuse to do it, because it's like, why you're pushing so hard for it? And sure, like, what you'd be pushing for maybe for a good reason, so I would have to, like, lay back and, like, really think about, okay, well, this is why they're telling me to do this is for my own benefit. But if I feel like you're pressuring me to do something that I know that I won't really benefit from, I would go the opposite direction and not do what you say, because it's bad enough that I don't already feel comfortable about doing things. So with that being said, everybody, please be careful with what you decide to do and show on the internet. I cannot be any more, I just couldn't feel more strongly about something like that. And honestly, I feel like people like that just need to not have internet, but to each its own. Also, can we just touch up on the cherry pie situation? I just feel sorry for these victims. I really do. And I feel like it's one of those things where you have to be careful, because you don't want to be so blinded by the idea of being famous that you just throw all logical sense out the window. Because I feel like with something like the whole cherry pie situation, I feel like that could have been partially avoided in a catfishing sense, that you ask for like a video call to like really like talk about it and have an straightforward answer, in-depth conversation about what this individual may have wanted for the audition tape. You know what I mean? And it's sad. And obviously I'm not gonna victim blame them, because again, like, you know, people could be so quick to jump to what they want to go, because opportunities come and go so fast. Like, I don't blame them at all for wanting to proceed to the career they wanted. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta be careful, because what Sherry Pie did was outrageous. Okay, this person has videos of these people naked and doing things to themselves that you only see in porn, and the fact that it took her being on the show for all of these people to come out, I mean, good for them for finally, like, for somebody, like, opening up and saying, like, hey, like, this is what happened to me, and this is why this person does not deserve the light in the audience that they are receiving from RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, I'm glad that person stepped up, because it has to start with somebody. A lot of people won't come out about a lot of things unless somebody else says it. So I give props and respect to that person for starting off the train and help begin the healing process for people who have been a victim of Sherry Pie. And also at the same time, it would have been in their benefit if they asked for a video call. It would have helped prevent the rest of the situation with a simple video call. So, and of course, people will proceed to make excuses as to why they can't make those video calls, and at that point it's up to you what your next move is going to be, like a phone call, like, or something, because sometimes you could tell when somebody's faking a girl voice. You could tell sometimes, just like you could tell like someone's forcefully trying to make themselves seem more polite and nice than they really are. You could tell when somebody's being fake. But yeah, I feel sorry for those victims who went through what they went through in efforts to advance their career. And it's very disgusting how somebody was willing to prey on someone's hope of being successful and using it to take advantage of people. That's very disrespectful. And obviously, considering that this person's on TV, why exposing them is a lot more easier and effective, because with somebody being associated with a company, they can be affected negatively immediately. Okay, because now RuPaul Drag Race have to take time to edit everything out as much as possible, which good for them, to be honest. And I mean, they also give away a spoiler, like, clearly this person made it to the finale, which, whoops. But I'm glad that company is working hard to edit out as much as possible. And I also hope that these victims are getting therapy, because I'm pretty sure they are very much traumatized by the fact that this happened in the first place. And then to realize that, oh, this person's actually going to be making money now, like serious clout off of this show and off of the merch they could have possibly been selling. Like, that must have been a horrific thing to realize. But anyway, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. Let me give you guys a little bit of a better view in the midst of this beautiful sunshine we have today. If you made it to the very end, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, to be a kitty, a part of my catty family. And I'll see you guys next time.